guys, it's Krista again. Well, I'm pretty sure at least. Anyway, for this drawing, I thought I'd use a reference. My 3 previous drawings had been just for my imagination, so I do a lot better when I have an image or object to look at. The mind's a fickle thing, you see. It's very useful on occasion, but it hardly remembers the important details when you need it. So I recently discovered that I had a few leaves, which I had flattened a while back to do who knows what with. Probably some artsy thing if I know me. In any case, I thought this would be a good way to utilize them. Speaking of leaves and natural things, nature is great, isn't it? It can be so fun and relaxing to get a breath of fresh air by going for a walk through a park or in the quiet woods, perhaps along the beach with that wonderful ocean sound, or by a rumbling river, across a beautiful canyon, over a snowy mountain. I mean, I could go on, just listing all the things one could do out in the world, but that would just be silly. And some of those things might be beautiful to look at in pictures or in movies or just your imagination, but they may be less fun to, actually do. I have to say, I love mountains and they are gorgeous to look at, but I don't really feel any desire to go and climb one. It's way too cold for that. One of my favorite things is camping. Actually, one of my favorite places to go camping was in Florida, in December. Because during the summer it's way too hot and humid for such nonsense, but in the winter, it's the perfect temperature, it's not humid at all. At least, it wasn't the one and only time Zach and I went camping there, so of course we're experts on the matter, you see. Anyway, when we went there, we were visiting one of our friends, and while we were camping, we had this cheeky big raccoon that kept trying to steal food from us. One night, we left our bacon grease in a cast iron pan because we were too tired and lazy to clean it out that night. And in the morning, we found that there was a raccoon footprint or maybe even 2 in it, which was pretty funny. The next night, we kept getting woken up by the troublemaker trying to pull out our cooler out from the tent. And whenever it bothered us during the day, it would hardly care if we ran or yelled at it to scare it off. This is why there are signs in campgrounds that say not to feed the animals. For one, our food is probably not something they would normally encounter, and I'm thinking more along the lines of bacon and bread and crackers. And for 2, animals become really annoying when they know people give out handouts. They get into all sorts of trouble. They get into the bacon grease, they try to get into your cooler, they try to steal your food as you're eating it, they won't leave you in peace. But don't get me wrong, I do love animals, but that doesn't mean they can't be troublesome. So I don't really have much to say about these leaves. They were interesting to draw, trying to get the jagged edges looking nice, and then trying to get the veins to look like they were supposed to. Well, I guess we're out of time. I mean, in all honesty, I could go on for a lot longer. It took me about 16 minutes to draw these leaves, but I think short and sweet videos are where it's at. 3 or so minutes seems about right, because it's short enough that it's not a big time commitment. Our lives are just too busy, am I right? But it's long enough that it's satisfying. I hope. Right? Well, that was my perspective on it. Alright, see you next time. Bye, guys.